Have you ever wondered if your cat is quietly keeping score? Not in a sinister way. But think about it. Your cat watches everything you do. Every movement, every sound, every time you walk through the door or reach out to touch them. And somewhere behind those half-closed eyes, they have a very specific set of expectations about how you're supposed to behave. Here's the thing most people never realize. Cats don't just tolerate your presence, they evaluate it, constantly. And the way you move, where you look, how long you stay in their space, all of it is being read, interpreted, and filed away in a language you probably never learned. What you're about to discover isn't just interesting trivia about cats. It's the hidden rule book, a set of unspoken agreements your cat has already decided on, and that most of us are breaking every single day without knowing it. And when you understand these rules, something shifts. You stop seeing your cat as unpredictable. You start seeing them as perfectly, almost heartbreakingly, logical. We're going to go through 6 of these rules together. Some will surprise you, some might sting a little, and at least one will make you look at your cat's behavior in a completely different light. If you want to keep understanding your cat on a deeper level, subscribing to this channel is one of the best things you can do for that relationship. Because that's exactly what we're here for. Let's start with one most people get completely wrong, and you might be doing it right now. Number 1, the staring rule. Picture this. You're sitting on the couch and your cat wanders into the room. They pause, you make eye contact, you stare, you think, we're bonding. Your cat thinks something very different. To a cat, a direct, unblinking stare is not affection. It's a challenge. It's what one cat does to another right before things escalate. In the wild, holding prolonged eye contact is a dominant signal. It means I see you, I'm not afraid of you, make your move. And your sweet house cat, no matter how pampered, still carries that wiring. There's a woman I heard about who spent months wondering why her rescue cat would approach her, then suddenly bolt. It turned out, every time the cat got close, she'd lock eyes with her. Wide, warm, excited eyes. Convinced she was showing love. The cat was reading it as pressure, as threat, and she'd leave every single time. The fix is so small it feels almost too simple. Soften your gaze. Don't stare. Glance. And then, slowly, deliberately, blink. A long, slow blink is the closest thing to a kiss in the feline world. It says, I see you, and I am completely at ease. When your cat slow blinks back, and they will once they trust you, that's one of the most honest moments of communication you'll ever share with another species. Try it tonight. Look at your cat with soft eyes, close them slowly, hold for a beat, then open. Then watch what they do. And if you think that was subtle, wait until you hear how wrong most people get the next one. Because it involves something we all do out of pure love. And it turns out cats have very strong feelings about it. Number 2, the touch limit. Most of us pet our cats because it feels good. For us, we find them, we pull them close, we run our hands along their back, their ears, their tail, and we keep going because they're not running away. We call that consent. Cats call it something else. Cats have a threshold for physical touch, and it's different for every cat, and it changes depending on the day, the mood, the hour. You can't negotiate with it. You can't outlast it. Once they've hit that invisible line, the interaction is over, and if you push past it, they'll tell you with their claws. Here's what happens physically when a cat reaches overstimulation. Tiny sensory receptors near the hair follicles start firing too rapidly. What felt like pleasure seconds ago suddenly registers almost like irritation. It's not that they stopped loving you, it's that their nervous system just filed a complaint. I knew a man who was convinced his cat hated him because she'd bite his hand mid-pet every single time. He thought she was aggressive. What she was actually was talking. She'd been giving him the signals for minutes. A tail that started twitching, ears that slowly rotated back, a skin that twitched along her spine like a ripple. He just didn't know the language. Learn the language. Watch the tail. When it starts to flick at the tip, not wag, flick. That's the first warning. When the ears shift slightly back, that's the second. Stop before you ever reach the third. Let them come back to you. Let them ask for more. The cats who get to ask for more are usually the ones who trust the most. And trust, it turns out, is also about something far less obvious than touch. It's about where things are. Number 3. The territory rule. There is a spot in your home that belongs to your cat. You may not know which one it is, but your cat absolutely does. It might be the corner of a particular couch cushion, the folded blanket in the closet you meant to put away 3 weeks ago, the one specific patch of sunlight that moves across the floor in the afternoon. It doesn't look like much to you. To your cat, it is a landmark, a place saturated with their scent, their history, their sense of safety in the world. Cats don't organize their environment the way we do. For us, a room is a room. For a cat, it's a map of smells and textures and associations built up over time. Their sleeping spot isn't just comfortable, it smells like them. It smells like safety. And when that spot moves, when you wash the blanket, rearrange the furniture, clear the shelf, you've erased part of the map. There's a reason cats often become anxious or withdrawn after a move or after furniture changes, even small ones. They're not being dramatic. They're genuinely disoriented. Landmarks that told them you are safe here, this is your territory, are suddenly gone. This doesn't mean you can never redecorate. It means if you need to move something important to your cat, do it slowly. Leave their scent markers in place as long as possible. If you must wash their bedding, put a worn piece of your clothing near their new spot so the scent transition is gradual. Let them remark, resettle, reestablish. Respecting their territory isn't about indulging them. It's about understanding that for a cat, home is something they carry in their nose, not their eyes. And speaking of vulnerability, the next rule is about one of the most unguarded moments in your cat's day. And most of us handle it completely wrong. Number 4. The mealtime rule. Watch a cat eat sometime. Really watch. They position themselves carefully. They face a direction that gives them visibility. They eat quickly, efficiently, with one eye always half aware of the room. Because in the long biological history of the cat, eating is when you are most exposed. You're distracted. Your head is down. You can't run and swallow at the same time. Your domesticated cat has warm food in a bowl and 0 predators in your apartment. But that ancient awareness hasn't gone anywhere. And when you walk up to them while they're eating, to refill the bowl, to pet them, to just pass through, some part of them registers it as an approach during vulnerability. And it creates a low, persistent stress they often can't shake. Over time, this shows up in strange ways. Cats who are consistently interrupted during meals sometimes start eating too fast, swallowing without chewing, then vomiting. Some start eating less. Some begin guarding their bowl even when no one is near it, because the tension around food has become their baseline. I once heard about a cat who would only eat when her owner was in the next room. Never when they were watching, no matter how much the owner stood back or tried to seem uninterested. She'd been conditioned to associate presence with interruption, and the two had become inseparable in her mind. The rule is simple. Fill the bowl and walk away. Let them eat in peace in their own time, without an audience. It's not about being distant. It's about giving them the one thing that lets them feel safe enough to be fully present in their own body. You'd be surprised how much trust is built in those quiet, unseen moments. And actually, trust is exactly what the next point is about. Specifically, what happens in the first 30 seconds after you walk through the door. Number 5, the homecoming rule. You come home, you're tired. You drop your bag, kick off your shoes, reach for your phone. Your cat looks up from across the room, maybe trots toward you, maybe just watches, and you walk past them into the kitchen. It takes 3 seconds. You barely notice. Your cat notices. For cats, greetings are not casual. They're a ritual, and rituals carry meaning. When cats in a bonded pair reunite after being apart, they engage in a specific sequence of behaviors. Nose touches, slow blinks, soft chirps, tail-up approaches. It's not just hello. It's reaffirmation. We're still us. We're still okay. When you walk past your cat without acknowledging them, you're not being rude in any way you'd recognize. But in their social framework, an ignored greeting is a slight. Not a devastating one, but a repeated one, day after day, quietly chips away at something. The cat learns. When they come back, I don't matter. And eventually, they stop coming to the door. You don't need to make it a production. You don't need to get down on the floor and have an emotional reunion every evening. What you need is a moment. 2 seconds of eye contact, a soft word spoken in the direction of your cat, maybe a brief reach of the hand if they come close. Just enough to say, I see you. I'm home. We're still us. The cats who keep greeting their people for years, who still run to the door even in old age, are usually the cats whose greetings were always met. They learned that their presence was worth acknowledging. That's not a small thing. But of all the ways your cat shows you how they feel about you, there's one that requires no words, no behavior, no action at all. It's something they do every night, entirely unconsciously. And it might be the most honest thing they ever tell you. Number 6, the sleeping location. Every night, your cat makes a decision, and it's more meaningful than you probably know. Where your cat chooses to sleep is a direct reflection of where you fall on their trust map. Not their love, that's more complicated, but their trust, their felt sense of safety when they are most defenseless. Because sleep is the ultimate vulnerability. It's when a cat has chosen to lower every wall they have. A cat who sleeps in a different room isn't necessarily unhappy. They might be warm there. They might like the quiet. But a cat who sleeps on the bed, near your legs, pressed against your back, that cat has looked at the entire available world and decided that the safest place in it is next to you. There's something almost unbearable about that when you really sit with it. You didn't earn it with gifts or food or words. You earned it by being predictable, by being gentle, by following, even accidentally, some of the rules we've been talking about, by being, in their language, safe. And when a cat who used to sleep far away starts inching closer over weeks, over months, first the foot of the bed, then beside your knee, then curled against your shoulder, that's not coincidence. That's a relationship deepening in the only language they have. Pay attention to where your cat sleeps tonight. Not to analyze it, not to change it. Just to see it for what it is, a quiet, honest statement about how they feel. Living with a cat is like being in a relationship with someone who communicates entirely through the things they don't say out loud. But once you learn even a little of their language, everything shifts. The rules your cat holds aren't arbitrary. They're the product of millions of years of being exactly what they are: brilliant, sensitive, and deeply particular about trust. And you, just by being curious enough to watch and listen, are already closer to them than most people ever get. If this video helped you see your cat a little differently, consider subscribing. There's a lot more where this came from. And drop a like if any of these felt familiar. Now I'm genuinely curious. Where in the world are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. I love seeing how far this little corner of the internet reaches.